morning from deep inside Fortune's tent. I am getting everything torn down. It is 5:20. I want to be on the trail before 6. I've been up since 4:30, and I could not get to sleep to save my life last night. I think last time I looked, it was like 11:30. I tried to go to sleep around 8. So for 3.5 hours, let's say 3 to be safe, I just rolled and tossed and couldn't sleep. Woke up at 4:30, had hallucinative dreams all night, just vivid dreams, I'll put it that way, not hallucinative, just torturous dreams. Wasn't fun. Probably because I know I'm going to town, know I'm going to get food in me, know that my food's depleted right now, and I was hungry, and yeah. Anyway, it's sprinkling right now. Hopefully it won't rain too hard on the 5-mile trip in. Gonna go to the bakery, gonna go to the store, gonna possibly eat some lunch there, gonna resupply, gonna charge my electronics, and I'm gonna get back on trail. That's the plan. So I'm gonna get going on the last town day of the PCT, Stehekin, Washington. Let's do it. Morning. Hope you have a good day. That person has the same tent as me. Busy little campground last night. Campsite, I should say. Or campground, I guess. Has a privy here. Which I don't use. Unless I absolutely have to. I think there's about 10 that I counted, but there's a lot of sites left. Let's get this one. About a mile into this 5-mile trip going to Stehekin, I keep trying to tell myself, slow down. You're not in a hurry. Because I'm definitely going to get there early. If you don't know this about me, you should. I like to get everywhere early, just in case. Thanks, Dad. Dad raised a person here who, on the premise that if you are on time, you are late. So I get everywhere early. If I'm even a minute late, I get completely stressed. Completely bogged down with anxiety. Because it's my character. It's who I am. To be very punctual. That being said, I don't need to go 2.7 to 3 miles an hour this morning for my 5-mile track where the bus won't leave for 3 hours. I could go 1.5 and still get there in time since it's just now 6 o'clock. Anyway, the sprinkling stopped. So there was no point of wearing the rain jacket. It was so light. I had the rain jacket on, taking my tent down. I don't know what doing my tent meant. Taking my tent down. And I was just getting so hot. I'm like, yeah, this is stupid. It was a warm night because I'm down so low. It didn't get as cool as it normally does the last several nights here in Washington. I love Washington because even if it gets a little bit hot during the day, which it never gets scorching hot because I'm up, high most of the time, but if it gets a little bit hot, it gets so cool at night, like down to 40 most nights where I've been camping. But I was down at 2,100 feet, so it's a little warmer. And Then the sprinkling started, put the rain jacket on, and now I'm sweating, or I'm going to sweat once I start walking, because I was getting really warm, because obviously that just holds everything in, doesn't breathe. So it's pointless to wear the rain jacket at this point. I'll actually get wetter than the rain itself. So no cover on the backpack, no rain jacket on me. Hopefully I don't regret that. I am getting wet though, because I'm walking through these plants overgrown on the trail, and they're cold and wet, and they're showering my legs, which kind of stings because I got my legs all scraped up and cut up yesterday. So having the wet kind of stings. It's not as refreshing as I thought it might be, but at least it's wiping the dirt off. I hope, or maybe just making it muddier. Anyway, gonna enjoy this. What now is 4 or less miles of a walk to Stehekin. Looking forward to my last town day, getting a lot of food and taking care of the essential things to take care of, and planning for what's next once I hit that terminus, and just enjoying the few hours that I'm there before hitting the trail again. Actually, that was a better view right there. It's a nice looking mountain right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Have you ever heard me say that before? So if I'm entering that, I'm guessing I'm leaving Glacier Peak right now. Yup. So I have no idea what that sign was yesterday that was blank. Or maybe they used to have the sign there and they moved the boundary, but I've officially left Glacier Peak Wilderness now. That rain is annoying. It bounces back and forth from, probably coming from the trees, but geez, should I put my rain jacket on? So it gets harder for a second. It goes away like in 5 seconds. It's annoying. Everything I'm walking through is soaking me from the waist down, but I don't need my backpack soaked, that's for sure. I might need to put that pack cover on. Anyway, coming up to another boundary here in a little bit. Finally broke down and put the rain cover on and my rain jacket on, and when you know it stopped raining. It's sprinkling right now, but it started to come down a little heavier. So I decided to put that on because I don't really want everything in wet, since I will be taking off here in a few hours after getting into town, back on the trail. At least that's the plan, unless it's just, downpouring or something, and I might just camp out there at the town tonight. Either way, I'm gonna be camping. The other boundary I was talking about, I'm way past it now. There was never a sign for it, but it's the North Cascades National Park boundary. To me, the most important one, because that means I'm in the very last section of the trail for the PCT. Now, not for the PCT terms, because I am still in section K, according to them, until Rainy Pass, which is 20 miles past Stehekin. But as far as the area that I'm walking through, It's the North Cascades now, which I've been looking forward to because these mountains up here are phenomenal. Just all glacier carved, pointy, ruggedy, big, huge, beautiful mountains. I can't wait to walk through this. I have no idea if I'm going to get views in the next 4 days or not. But if I do, it's going to be epic. I think the epicness just might jump up a few points for what I have been seeing. And J and K have not disappointed in the least bit. So I'm looking forward to it. Officially in North Cascades National Park now. Up until the border, I believe. So it's exciting. Ah, there's a sign. They moved it up, or it's moved up from where the map shows it is, unless they used to have one there too. But I have arrived. Woo! Oh, wow. Look at that gorge. Seen this gorge yesterday, and then where I camped, it was this river. I think this is called Agnes River, but much smaller version of it there. Wow, look at the wall, rock walls. That's insanely beautiful. Following this dirt road, and we'll cross that bridge right there with another look at the gorge, and then we'll come to some sort of ranger building or something, which is where the shuttle bus picks up to bring people in to Stehekin. Wow. I already see the rocks. Definitely some more gorge going on here. There's only a dirt road that goes into Stehekin, from my understanding. And then they have the ferry that takes you to another town. I think it's Chelan or Chelan. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. I dig it. Wow. That is some gorge. Check out the other side. Wow. Beautiful. The bus has arrived. Quite a few people in there, actually. Here in Stehekin, had a nice lunch, gorgonzola burger with caramelized onions and bacon and some good fries, a couple cans of Coke. Had 3 cookies at the bakery that equaled about 1,500 calories. So all in all, some really good resupply here. Got quite a bit out of the hiker box. Enough for 2 or 3 meals, and I already had enough for 2. Yeah, so I'm good on the meals. Got lots of snacks, some cheese crackers, Cheez-Its, combos, and some cookies. Probably am good for 6 days. I'm not going to be going 6 days. I got 80 miles to go and 30 miles back. It's 110 total. Look at these views. Pretty cool little town. There's a bus right over here is what brings in and out. I'm getting ready to go back in about 2 o'clock. Probably get back to trail at 3. It takes a little while. They stop at the bakery and everything, so I might hit that again, get some more cookies. And be back on trail. Try to do 8 to 10, something like that today.
chisel into that 80 miles, maybe make it 70, 75, something like that. Then plan on doing at least 25, possibly 30-mile days, getting out of here. You can see it's a pretty busy place. There's a ferry out here that goes to Helen, I believe is how you pronounce it. I think that's what the bus driver said. So it leaves at like 10:40 or whatever. I don't know what these people are doing. I guess they're getting them just individual boats here. A lot of them are rangers that I was actually camped at last night at the 5-mile camp that had just built a bridge out there. So I was able to thank some of them for that. Still drizzling. It's going to be a little bit wet, but it's all right. Going to get to continue on the trail. True meaning of getting into town, getting your business done, and getting back on the trail. Good God Almighty, that's beautiful. Look at that. Well, it's going to get run over by the bus. All right, y'all. See you back on trail. Back on trail. From Stehekin at 1,500 feet of elevation, 80 miles to the terminus. And once you know it, that it has rained the whole day. The whole day. Until 1 mile before the bus had us all back to the ranger's office, where it stopped raining and the sun came out. The sun's not out right now, but as you can see, it's quite clear. There might be some patchy rain still, but for now, it's dry. And I have no idea how many miles I'm gonna go, but somewhere in the vicinity of 5 to 11. 11 because there's a camp 11 miles up, campsite called 6 Mile, which is about 6 miles before Rainy Pass. And before that, just some sporadic campsites. So just depends when I'm tired for the day. It's been a long day, a quick day. Head feels like it's spinning when you're trying to rush around, getting everything charged up, and all that food and calories in you. I packed out a turkey and cheddar sub for my dinner tonight, which means I probably don't need all the meals that I got, because I'm not going to be gone that long. It's 3.5 days basically to the border, and then 30 miles back to Hart's Pass to get off the trail. But in 3.5 days, I will be touching the border and finishing the PCT, if all goes smoothly. Stehekin, you've been fun. You've been expensive, but you've been fun. The good thing is I got a good portion of what I resupplied with from the hiker box, so I didn't have to pay for that. I only paid for the food I ate while I was there. All right, continuing on this epic day. The PCT merges onto this dirt road that has 2 large campgrounds, one for people and one for stock animals. This thing is wide. It almost feels illegal to be walking on this. I've had to look a couple times just to make sure that I'm actually still on the trail and the trail didn't come off it at some point. It's a beautiful campground. It's only like 5 miles after I started, so it'd be 10 miles for the day. I'm gonna keep going about 6 more miles up here to the campsite I'm gonna stay at tonight. And hopefully there will be spots left, because if there's not, I might regret that I didn't stop here. Should be fairly level, because it's only like another 1,000 feet more than where I am right now. So it's not too much climbing, and that's over 5.5, 6 miles. So it looks quite gray up in the sky. So hopefully that means nothing until at least tonight when the tent is set up. But cruising right along on this wide trail / dirt road, that's for sure. Those beams coming down there over the mountains are beautiful. Wow. Camera does not do this justice. That is one big tree. That's probably the biggest one I've seen. I have no idea what the diameter is, but that thing is huge. Old growth, old forest, whatever the correct terminology is. Been there for a long time. King of its domain in this quarter of the forest, or this section of the forest. Beautiful gorge. The creek, hard flowing river below. Very foggy or smoky up top there. There is a couple of new small fires around Rainy Pass, which where I get to camp tonight will be anywhere from 6 to 8 miles from there. Just depends where I pick for camping. But they all seem to be somewhat out of control. They all seem to be somewhat in control. And then with the rain today, that might have helped. Don't know. Play it by ear. Just trying to stay ahead of those fires and get the trail done and completed before anything would happen, or like closures or whatnot. But I don't think that these particular fires, last night where I camped, I definitely smelled smoke, and I could see that fire up on that one mountain, but that didn't even close the trail because it was far enough away. These sound like if they're close, they're small and they don't threaten the trail at this moment. So just something to keep the eye on. Ironically, there's no signals out here, so you just kind of have to wait for evidence of it, or the rangers to come out and tell you that the trail's closed. So hopefully neither of those happen, but that could be what I'm seeing up there is haze from fires, you know, within 10-mile radius. So who knows? I'm just gonna keep on trucking north. That's all I know. The rivers here are the clearest, bluest water I've ever seen on a river. Oh yeah. Then there's these mountains. And then there's a brand new bridge down here that I'm gonna cross over, and hoping there's some campsites over there, because I'd much rather stay here than that other campsite a couple miles, or actually a mile or two down the trail. This is nice, real pretty. New bridge smell. I mean, seriously, look at that water. That is some clean river water right there. Nice campsite with tents all around, but it's all spread out. There's a couple down there next to the rushing river. I'm over here where another gentleman had set up. As you can see, he's over there in that green tent. He said I could fit in there if I wanted to. I couldn't believe how many people were out here. But Stehekin has a lot of hikers coming to it, even though it's a very remote area. So that's pretty cool. People love to get out and enjoy the North Cascades. I'm going to show you this river, or this creek. It's probably called a brook. It was violent as all get out, but you know, it's just a little brook. Another place here could be campsite. Check that out. I'll see you all in the morning. Have a great night and live life.